Today, misschien gabe, misschien gabe, we nog maar zijn, nog mag maar bespreken, klein akdome. Als je gaat of gestion today, yesterday you test gestion, there was a Siyum, Rambam, the Leibim Shleisha Prokim Adei, Atog. It's given a Siyum of the Aveda and the Aschole of Korbones. And this is connected to Chovot because it's Chov Cheshon. Wir machen nicht der Asiyum und wir müssen zusammen mit dem Verbringen. Betten Rav Chosid, im Menahel auf Beis Rivke, die ältere Schluchim in Montreal und machen dem Siyum und die Haschole. Please in English. And Chaim.
In the Ha'ara L'Kutasichas Chelik of Hey, the Rebbe mentions that, what you know, Chassidus, that Haskalah must have Aveda. To come down Aveda also. It's time to speak Haskalah, theoretical things, not the right way. It has to come down Aveda also in the practical application, how he serves Ebershah. The Rebbe said, and we see this, like all other things in Chassidus, it's also found in Nigla the Torah. The Rebbe points to the Siyum of Hilchas Me'ilah that we're learning, making the Siyum right now, in the Sefer Aveda. And it's like if you, it's a very Gishkiyin, it's not usual like the Rambam writes halachas. You find it a few times, you find it it's a Hilchas Mutter. The Rebbe points out to that also. So the last halacha, the long halacha, but he speaks about more how a person has to look at Torah. The royal Adam is bein the mishpat Torah akdesha, the leader seifin yonan kifikeiche. The person has to try to understand the dinim of the Torah, the Holy Torah, and to understand deeply to the best of his ability. There's certain things in the Torah that it doesn't find a reason. It doesn't know what caused it to happen. That should not be something light in his eyes because he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand. You shouldn't go in the wrong direction because it may turn out no good. You shouldn't have the thoughts when he deals with Torah, but a person the same way as a person deals with other mundane and worldly things. Just analyze and give a look how much the Torah was machmir, was stringent when it comes to the dinim of milah. If you find wood and stones and earth and ashes, just the fact, just through words alone, he didn't even do anything. It's just through words alone, it was makdishit. So then, this heart should become holy. If a person conducts himself with those things that are Kaddish in a way that is not the way it should be, in the weekly mundane worldly things, it's a me'ilah and Ebershah. Even if it happened to shege, not only if he did it intentionally, even without intention, even then it is a kapara. So that's what we see by me'ilah. The mitzvah the Ebershah actually gave us. Not that a yid made it Kaddish. The fact that it became Kaddish, it does something in the way of chayil, it becomes, it has this me'ilah. Is a koshkem kavachem of the Ebershah himself gave us a mitzvah. So the person doesn't know the reason, they shouldn't push it aside. They say, I don't know, it doesn't make any sense. We shouldn't say things that are not correct about the Ebershah. We shouldn't think and use his thought and his imagination that he does with worldly things. I remember the Torah, it says in the Torah, Martin is called Chokesa, it's called Mishpatai Vasisa. You have to keep all the chukim and all the mishpatim, and you have to do it. It says the same pasuk. It says Martin Vasisa together the chukim and together with the mishpatim. But we have to protect and guard and do the chukim just like we do mishpatim. Va'asiya yadua. What is asiya? It's know what it means. Sheyasu hachukim. They should actually do and fulfill, keep the chukim that don't have a specific reason. Vashmira. What does shmira mean? Sheyazor. He has to be careful about it. Number one, he has to do it. He has to be very careful. A person shouldn't think that the chukim are less of a madrega than mishpatim. And mishpatim and mitzvah shatam angolit. Mishpatim are the mitzvahs that the reason is revealed. The teva says he also made them as a yadua. And the benefit that a person has in this world is no. Again, Yisur Gezel. A person that shouldn't steal, you shouldn't murder, you shouldn't kill, you should respect your father and your mother. So those a person understands logically what's behind it. And also he benefits in this world. They said people are going to steal, people are going to kill, it's not going to, won't be a world. Chukim are the mitzvahs that the reasons are not known. The chukim that I decreed upon you, you have no permission to think about it, that something is wrong. It's a person pushes it. The goyim also, they ask questions. And Yisur, for example, the chazir was a becholo, with milk, regla rufa, that you found a mess that you don't know from which city he came, for Aduma, that's on Yom Kippur. These are all chukim that we don't have any logical reason. And so the Yisur heard of a person and the goyim are mahar on this. So we have to be very careful specifically about chukim, that it's not any less than mishpat. David HaMelech had a lot of tzad from the minim, the Pekusim and the goyim, and they ask questions about the chukim. The case of David Solodom, and all the time when they used to run after him, and all false question and answer they gave according to the limited knowledge of a person. As much as they ran after him and they asked questions, this made him be medavek to connect more with the Teresh. And then it says until him, that's when the Sheker Zaydim, the people that make fun of the goyim, whoever it is, of the mitzvahs. So by me, on the contrary, I'll keep the mitzvah become even stronger. And then Shambinyan, it says also within Kufyutes, all the mitzvahs are even stronger with faith, with belief, and everything else, because it's a falsehood that the ones that are running after me, Azreini, Hashem help me. All the karbonis are also part of chukim. In addition to what he mentioned before about Chazal and Bas B'cholim and so on, karbonis is also chukim. The figure of Amr Chachamim, Sha'af alavedis karbonis oil meimet. That also on the karbonis, the world stands on it. By doing the chukim mishpatim, the karbonis are part of the chukim. The people that go on the right derech, they are zeicha to the elam haba. The Torah actually mentions chukim before mishpatim. So never shmartem es chukei ves mishpatai. So this it says chukei mishpatai. So this is the conclusion of Sefer Megillah. Hilchos Milan, Sefer Aveda, Brichach Desayan, and brings down all halachas. The Rebbe said that this tickle that you learn over here is supposed to shows you what it says in Chassidus that Askol on Aveda is Nishma Seder. Askol has to be together with Aveda. Without that, it's missing the whole thing. And we'll start off the.
What is the connection?
What?
The connection of
The Askola is that a person just learns. Aveda brings it down. We have to look at mitzvahs, at cooking, and mishpatim, and they have to be very careful not to. The Askola I mentioned 11 Bechlolas. And if 11, he starts off the halacha, he says, Royal Adam is Beinan, the Mishnah Torah. You know the halachas, you know the din. But now it comes to people and all Sachen. The Rambam, you can miss the main thing, in other words. You know, he'll meal in and out, but the Rambam brings down over here the whole harichas that can be missed.
Would you see?
What?
Would you see?
Chelik Chofei.
No, who got a passion?
I think it's page 105. Chofei.
Got a passion.
I looked at it. I'll try to say. Tigen to Losik tells what I'm asking Nicholas Otter. Sefer Chiva Sefer Kabbonis, and he brings down here that there's 6 halachas come Pesach, and then it starts off come Pesach. It says, "Yes, b'chlol Pesach and mitzvahs." Arvitz says same as the mitzvah places. So proton. It starts off the first one. Lishon Pesach is Monday, based on Lishpeche is Alachom. It's Mushlo Tzal and Murov. Dal Lishon Pesach Sheni. Hey Lechol B'Sara Pesach Hamatzah Morid B'Lil Chamishos. So then there's other halachas. So there's a Shmachas Shimon the Rebbe and Chelik Tazayim. The Rebbe brings down that right in Hilchos Pesach is a big shaila because the Rambam counts to eat the Korban Pesach. They count it as a mitzvah. Not only shchitas the Korban Pesach, but also to eat the eating of the Korban Pesach is also a mitzvah. It's a mitzvah that you have to eat the Korban Pesach. And the Mepharshim asked, "Achilul tzara pesach l'il chamishos mitzvah sasei." Shem ochaz avos l'il azas l'il is matzamrim yachlu. So the Mepharshim asked a shaila, starting the Shekinim, that the Rambam brings it down as a mitzvah. You find the Rambam himself writes to say for a mitzvah. The Rambam writes that if any mitzvah that has 2 parts to it, and if one is connected with the other, and it has one shaykhus, you count it as one mitzvah. So therefore, the Rambam passed that Achilas Pesach has to is part of the Korban Pesach. The whole Korban Pesach was have to shecht it. Hallelujah. The main thing is the Achila. So why does the Rambam count it as 2 separate mitzvahs? So the Avram ben Rambam, Rambam's son, so he answers the whole people about this. He answers because it's 2 separate zmanim. 2 separate zmanim. Shchitas HaPesach is Yudalit, and Achilas HaPesach is Leil Tezvov. Because there's 2 separate zmanim, that's why it can be counted as 2 separate mitzvahs. But the Rebbe asked that anyway. But the Rebbe said you find other mitzvahs, for example, even Krishma, for example. Kriyashma you have to learn Krishma in the morning, learn Krishma at night. Same thing with the Korban Tomid. 2 separate zmanim. The Keteiros, 2 separate zmanim. Nevertheless, even though it's 2 separate zmanim, the Rambam counts it as 1 mitzvah. Krishma is 1 mitzvah. Tmidim, Keteiros, it's all 1 mitzvah, even though it has 2 separate zmanim. So why over here does the Rambam over here count it as 2 mitzvahs? So the Rebbe introduced another shaila that be'emes we have to understand. It says that all the korbanos, it says in Parashat Tzav that after it was gestrochten, you have to be clear that the kohen had to eat the korban pesach, eat the korbanos, and the Rambam says clearly that it's 1 mitzvah. It's 1 mitzvah. The mitzvah of shechting and eating, it's 1 hemshech. It's connected as 1. And the Rambam even said the Feiris. He says that's korban chatos, korban noshom, and kochim kaldi, b'chulu b'chulu. So why does the Rambam, if that's the case, even according to Avram ben Rambam, why does he count it as 2 separate mitzvahs? So the Rebbe says that the answer is because it's a special kind of achillah. All the other korbanos that you eat, if you have to eat a korban, you have to eat it, finished. Here, the side of shchita, has many mitzvahs attached to it. And side the achila has to also matzim yachlun. You have to eat it at a certain specific time. So there's many mitzvahs attached to the achila. It's not just eating the korban that was geshochten. You have to eat it. And the Rebbe says that the Rambam, like in Perek Shmini, where the Rambam brings down that it's a mitzvah asay, the Rambam says is medayik. In that same halacha, the achila of Sarah Pesach l'chamisha also mitzvah asay shenemar v'ochlus abosa b'layla hazeh. Could have stopped over here. The Rambam said no. Sli eish u'mas samarim yachlu. The Rambam brings down those nekudas exactly for that reason. That's why it's a separate mitzvah, because it has other things. And the Rebbe says that even in the mitzvahs, right, what we just read now, the korban pesach, the Rambam before he gives the halachas, he gives in short which mitzvahs they are. So the Rambam says lishchet haPesach. The Rambam adds the word this Monday. So it's lishchet haPesach. The details anyway you see later on. Because the Rambam, even over here, the Rambam's answering why two separate mitzvahs. Because Lishchet haPesach was Monday. When it comes to Achila, the Rambam also said, Lechem Sara Pesach Matzah Umorir Beleilech Chamisha Osor. Because it said Lechem Sara Pesach. It's a mitzvah Lishchet, Lechem, finish. The details you'll learn later on. So over here, the Rambam over here is telling us that's why it's considered like two separate mitzvahs, because the side the shchita is a separate shchita, has many halachas attached to it, and the achila is attached to it. The Rambam even hints to it and mentions it right in the beginning when he's counting the mitzvahs. So when he counts the mitzvahs, a lishna pesach is manei, alecha b'sara pesach amatzo amor b'leil chamishoso. Which was zecher that bekorim mamish that zecher zayin to the korban pesach, and coming up in the next few days is also the Hilchas Chagiga, which is speaks about Hakil, that the details about Hakil that comes that the Rebbe spoke about so much. L'chaim.
I'll bring you for Chochesh Malamon, Aliyom, Glamet.
Chochesh when I get the Sikha when I get the highest then highest status. Mohammed die verbringen, maar verbringen ze gewinnen dan
de Greesfabrik van Shabbos.
Shabbos en Shabbos en Balken en de verbringen. Dat is gisteren die Shabbos voor Shabbos geval. Verbringen dat zijn geland. Die ouders gewoon bezig, dat is al laat, als ashishi. Kennen ze goed? De rete gelle, Lavanganti, sei Vademi,
Weiß nicht, verandert wird. Nicht vorbei.
Coming up now is also Chagiga, the Hakel. So Hakel, the Rebbe started to speak about Hakel, that's the Geir, his man Hashem, and all the Sachen. And basically, 4 Hakels that we have from Zion, when the Dalit, and the Ches.
There's a letter there, that's like
Hakel was
that.
what?
Das ist das dann.
Yeah, but you have the ganze Taruski, the ganze nice Hakel, that's the Israel. The Gimel and Chof, the Chof is not some sign of Hashem. Evidence we were Hakel, not that I know of the ganze Taruski. In Chazayin Labadala, it was building up to Bislach. And then the Rebbe made it into a Shnas Hakel. That was the holding of Hakel is a Chiddush of the Rebbe. Because Hakel is that's the Beis Hamikdash. The Geir was man Hazeh and a practical application of all the Sachen. This is the Rebbe gestundigen them. But the Chiddush on top of the Chiddush was that it became a Shnas Hakel. It wasn't just the second day of Sukkot when Hakel was in the Beis Hamikdash, but Hakel is the whole year. And it's like a letter from the Rebbe and Tavshim Ches also calls it a letter. So on the date that says Shnas Hakel, so the Rebbe writes in the Ha'oreh that Yesh Leimad that we find by Yevel, we find also interesting thing. The Pasuk calls it Shnas HaYevel. Shnas HaYevel. Shnas HaYevel. What does Yevel mean? What does Yevel mean? So the Rebbe, what's meant Yevel? What's meant Yevel? Wasn't Yevel?
That day.
What is what Yevel? Tatayis. Yevel Tatayis. Yevel made the Sefer. That's Dr. Rashi. Shut from Mikveh. And the Sefer geblasen, ein Trug, ganze Weise. Same Kippur. See, in Kippur, same Kippur. Geblasen Sefer. Is the Pasuk ruft on to ein Blas. The ganze Yosh, Nasa Yevel. Next week is Nasa Yevel, I'll never Nasa Shmita. Das ist das Jevel. Das ist der Rebbe. Das ist Jevel. Hier hat Din, hat Halacha, den Punkt beschmitten, mit Tonisch bearbeitet, mit Felden, mit alle Sachen. Aber das ist Jevel, so ein Metzies, was passiert in einem Jahr, der ganze Jahr wird schon das Jevel. Yeah, the whole year is called Shnas HaYevel because of one thing that happened, as the Rashi explains, that Yevel means the Shefers. Because of the Shefer, the whole year is called Shnas HaYevel. So the Rebbe says, same thing, Hakel. Hakel is something that happens once in 7 years, Zachakel. And as the Rebbe says in a number of letters, the Rebbe says that it means what Hakel, David chose Hakel, if it's so important, make it every year. Make every year. That means that once in 7 years that you give the Hakel lasts for 7 years. And the Rebbe even says for the whole lifetime. Beide Sachen, size 7 years, and even more for the ganze Leben. So every Hakel not only lasts for 7 years, then you get another. We just came out of COVID, but the booster shots for the ganze. Noch a booster, you get another booster. You have 7 years. It lasts for 7 years. Then noch amol. Get both of them together. It's called Achaim al Pnei Adoma. The Rebbe in the Sikha Tavshim Amidalid. You go back by Hakel. Hakel is 7 Hakels ago. If you go, It makes it shorter. Not 7 years ago, 7 hakils ago. Topshin Lamedal, it was hakil. So the Rebbe said then, the Santa Sikha, as a Parsha Breis, I think the Hemshech of Simchas Torah. So the Rebbe said that hakil meant even bringing the children. Shaitan Posek Atap, the kleine kinder, small children. The small children means Posek, the Rebbe said this day is that was Shloshim Yom, 30 days, even as soon as they're born. As soon as they're born, bring them with you. So the Rebbe used this word, the Rebbe said, Wilde Zach, something, a wild thing. Wilde Zach, that is a lesson that Rebbe hardly ever used. A Wilde Zach, to bring little kids, kleine kinder, bring them to Hakil. The Rebbe said, they were sure they were screaming, they were crying. And the Rebbe said, the Melech couldn't say a word. Yeah. How can the Melech talk? Imagine, Hakil, everybody's there. Kid, what's going on over there? So not only the Melech couldn't talk, but the parents, the mom and dad could take care. So they couldn't listen to what's going on. They couldn't listen to the Melech. You're busy taking the Kind schreit and commanded with alle Sachen. So it's a wilde Zach. It's a wilde Zach to bring kids to Hakil. Yeah. It's a ganze Sicher. It's a chelik. It's a wilde Zach. It's a lotion. It's a wilde. Was? Schuss. Dat is een steeds natuurlijk. Maar het eindelijk maar steeds is voor zeker. De kasje. Ze wilde zaak. And the Rebbe says also, as the Rambam passed the Hilchos Giga, the Rambam says that Elu Shalem Akidim, the Melech had to speak in Lashon HaKodesh. The Fedish also spoke. He read the Torah. He didn't say it in Arabic and other Sprachen. And so Elu Shalem Akidim, not all the Yidden understood Lashon HaKodesh. Then the Rambam says to Tefillah, it's not already people start speaking different. By Sheni, yeah, under the Sprachen. Nevertheless, they had to come. And Yishmu. So the Rebbe said, Elu Shem Akidim, the Rambam says, they have to hear Yishmu. Because Yishmu, Shema, Yishmu has them is 3 different types. The Shema Shema, in English, I mean hear. Hear means person may have this. Let's be quiet. You're hearing it. Listen means you're focused on it. You're listening in, but doesn't mean you understand it. Then Shema means also Lashon Havonah. Havonah. Like Nasa and Nishma, that Rashi says befedish that by Yosef, but Pari told Shematiel that you can do a cholon lifter reise, yeah. Tishmach aleim lifter reise. Tishmach aleim. Tishmach aleim is to verstehen dem cholon. Tishmach aleim. And the same thing Rashi said that when Yosef and the brothers they spoke in front of Yosef. They didn't know that Yosef is listening. He's right in the room. He's in front of you. What is he listening? He's not deaf. He just spoke to you. So Rashi says, they didn't know he understands. They thought he doesn't understand Lashon Kodesh. So same thing the Rebbe says when it comes to Man Yishmu is some people come upon it for shame was there, and some people Yishma just to be there. So the Rebbe says the Metzias of being in the Beis Hamikdash, the fact that you see them in the Gebracht Taf, that was such it created such a disturbance in the ganze Beis Hamikdash, they were Kerenish in the Taf. And anyway, they don't understand that LMI, they have to be there. The point is they have to be in the Beis Hamikdash. So the Rebbe said that it says in Pirkei Avos, it says that Menes Rocham, he counted the praises of his 5 Talmidim. So Shua Bechananya, everybody else just Beis Hashem Abatipa, big. He didn't say anything about it. Asher Yeladat. 2 words. What's it to do with him? Asher, thanks of the Mammon. So it says in Shalmi, it says that his mother, Shua Bechananya's mother, used to bring him to the Beis Hamikdash when he was sitting and learning. He was a little baby. Didn't understand the word. Can't verstehen nicht. So to absorb the Torah. So just the fact that the fact that the Torah that he got when he was a baby is größer from Beis Hashem and all the Sachen that it says about all the other Tanoim over there, the Greisa Talmidim, Avichem and Zakkai, all the other people, just Asher Yeladatei. As soon as he was born, is the Mama Zain that in Genumen, he took on the base of Medrash, he should einsappen, he should absorb the Torah. So the same thing to go to the base of Migdash. Once in 7 years. Once in 7 years is given Poshet to einsappen and to, like the Rambam says, it's like Nisanosim Messina. That whole event that took place was something special. That I was thinking of, if you analyze it, it entered my mind a while ago. If you look, what happened by Hakil? What happened by Hakil? Absolutely nothing. Nothing. You think the Melechs are going to come and Zogan Chidushim. And once in 7 years, some Sisra Teira, from Zeya, from Kabbalah, Chvezat and Vos that you never heard before, Apsapirish, like the Rebbe, Apirish, Narashi, Gornish. It doesn't say a word. What did the Melech do? He has to read from Eila HaDvorim, beginning of Dvorim, till Shema Yisrael. Then he has to skip. Mach him schnell. Tirche der Zibur. Mach him schnell. I mean, ganz Dvorim. Also, Dvorim, you say ganz Dvorim, Shana Rab. How does it say ganz Dvorim? Agazav. No. Shema Yisrael. Then you skip to V'hoyim Shemaya. That goes to Parshas Eiker. Then you skip again to Parshas Aset Aset. That's in Parshas Ei. And then it goes till Parshas Kesod. And the thing is over. And the Melech reads No Chidusha Teire, No Chidushim, Eila HaDvorim. That's it. That's what he reads. And then he makes the bracha that he makes. The program is over. It's like he slept Nachtag today. I feel like fahren zum Reben in New York. It's a ganze Trip. Die eine Zeit mit fahren, that means. Mit kleinen Kinder, die Kinder, die schreit. Das ist einfach kennerisch. Die Weiber mit den Kindern, die Kinder.
Haken mit den Regens in New York.
Die Regens, ja. Und die große Kinder schlagen sich herum. Was?
Ja, die sind alle rein.
Das ist Achilles. Und Korn Pesach soll sagen, das ist von der Fleisch von dem, alle reinkrochen. Wir sagen, es sind Millionen Menschen, das ist whatever. But upon him, the whole thing of going there, like the Rebbe said about the Kinder, the Rebbe said, I build a Zach. You bring in Kinder, Mishreit, Mitos, Mishturim. Imagine just the trip. Imagine what's going on over here. It's like a Hyman's bus for Tarum with us, with the Knobel, with the fuck, the gate. Say, where are we going? Where are we going? And then they come, program's over, an hour and a half, go home. Just get ahead, the Sal's even, it's finished. So the Nakuda is just being in the Beis HaMikdash. As Amatziv, and the Rebbe said the whole Shnas Hakil, especially here, is Gula. So this man has I think the Rebbe take the Fedish thanked a number of times the people that came to the Rebbe, the Shnas Hakil. Shnas Hakil. The Rebbe should thank them that they came to be. The Rebbe always didn't speak about himself, the Dalar Ames, from the Sidei Reino, the Chula, from the Rebbe Shved, with all the Sachen, but just to be in 770 by the Eil, whatever it wants to be, but so Zain Poshet, just to be there, just to Mizetem Metzias, and Agbaldik Gezach. These things and the Soranisim, you couldn't even see the Soranisim. The whole thing took place in the Ezras Noshim, you couldn't see that if you saw the Nisim, that's not what they came for. That can come any time. So they came as a Eish Gula, Punkt, the second day of Sukkot, that the Eibishter wanted. He gave that's man as a Eish Gula that should come down and Sukkot once in 7 years. So this the Rebbe brought out. It's a lotion, a wilde Zach. It's an unbelievable lotion. Yeah. Not of Ketiv. It's Shnas Hakil. L'chaim. Alle Zeichen sein to be beim Rebbe. That's the Rebbe's Hakil. Together with the Rebbe. That's the Melech. The Melech. L'chaim.
Moet me eigenlijk in Nederlands. Dat is echt niet normaal. He said before about Shavuos. I remember talking men the first time that the Rebbe asked that all the children. So it was middle. It was nicht even. It wasn't Shabbos. It was a weekend. So everybody that day in New York, it was pouring rain. So the gang. Die komen naar Noshim met af in de weg achter die gang. Die ghost and it was the going. He came garbage bags. You know, trying to 770 was jam packed. You know, and see, come there, sales at the rest like a miracle. It was. I remember like today. Only by the sales still. You know, for club. Hey, I know what's going on. Still, all the you got to babies with gold.
So I'm saying that.
But it was wow.
Purim also, everyone set up a sikha. The people complaining, the kids make a lot of noise.
Oh yeah, good guy.
That's the main thing of the kids. So I came across a sikha, the Santa sikha. The Frierdiker Rebbe said, when he came to America, Shabbos Chala made Pesach, was in Lakewood. Tavshin. Said, yeah, they couldn't live the Tavshin, and he was in Lakewood then. He had no place to live. He lived in a place, a hotel, a typical site, before they bought 770 in Chemishello. So there's a Labos that gave his house away for the Frierdiker Rebbe in Lakewood. The father probably couldn't keep
See, we can make it snuggle sales.
I like to give on still. No, so he says here, this happened exactly 120 years ago. Purim, Tofre Samar Gimel. So it says that the Rebbe Rashab was at that time, he was in Vienna in Austria. It was Purim. And it says that a lot of people came from Rusland, there's Polish Yidden, Hungarian Jews. There was a very good Fabrengen, the Frierdiker Rebbe says. Friday, Purim was Friday. So they started Fabrengen 2 o'clock in the afternoon till 8 o'clock, 6 hours straight, into Shabbos. And then the Mekabel Shabbos, it was Mighty. And then the Suda Shabbos was till 1 o'clock, 1 a.m. Then some Yidden asked the Rebbe Rashab, we would like to bring Mitzvah Shabbos. They still flight tickets, Mitzvah Shabbos, so put it. So he said, no, he's not going to fabricate. He's not going to fabricate. No. So the Rebbe says, Frierdiker Rebbe says, when he said he's not going to fabricate, so we went into a different room and we fabricate amongst ourselves. And then after a while, it's Mitzvah Shabbos. So Shushan put it. After a while, go back. So he says the Rebbe Saad Meshodas, one of the Meshodas was Chaim Meir Rosen. He brought him an express letter. Express, this site letter express, like an urgent email. Urgent express. So the Frierdiker Rebbe opened it up. What's the express letter? The express letter given that the sending Adin B'Chesed Ruchni from the Mashgichim and Nikol and Chassidus from the yeshiva Ben Chatmimim Lubavitch, the master of the Bachrim. And he read the Frierdiker Rebbe checked it out first. He said it was mamish a good report. Like 8 days. A good report, mamish that Hoge, and they said his father was very much involved to know about each and every single individual Talmud, not just the Klolos is good. Yeah, the Talmud. No. So he decided, because our letters, and they gave the Rebbe Rashab the letter. A half an hour later, the Mashoris comes and he calls the Frierdiker Rebbe, and he says, "Mamish, the Rebbe Rashab was Ponim Meiris. He liked the Ponim at Atainut. He got such a beautiful thing, a beautiful book that came in from the Babich and the Yeshiva." And he says, "I'm very, very satisfied for the beautiful regards that came in from Talmidat Mimim, Psula Teva, Hashem should Masliach, Mashgichim, Mashpiyim, but they should accomplish Masliach and everything else." So the Rebbe, Frierdiker Rebbe, grabbed the opportunity. Says maybe such a Psula Teva Machnach bringen. He said he's not going to bring. We saw that the Rebbe Rashab was so happy with all those Sachen. But said, yeah.
Rebbe Rashab was happy in Tafshin.
Tafshin,
And he said a little while later, we're ready by the Rebbe Rashab in his estimate, that was called the Salama, okay, and said, this Baldik, if I bring this Baldik Sichas. And he said, Frierdiker Rebbe tells one incident that happened. He says it was pretty late in the night. So alle schön gewöhnt stark mevusend. All she was up there chai. Stark mevusend, nicht stark mevusend. She said that one of the anash was by the Fabrengen. That was a small crowd. So he asked the Shaila, Rebbe, wie wird man hecher? How do you become higher? How do you elevate yourself? And he was crying. A chosid, Rebbe Mashke comes out of Pnimius. That was bothering him. Wie wird man hecher? He wants to move higher. So the Rebbe Rashab answers him, come to me in Bogen, in the wagon, my wagon. That will bring you higher. Said my Bogen, my wagon is saturated with tears and sweat from Aveda Shabalev. From serving the Eberster, the Aveda Shabalev mit dem ganzen Herzen, and is also adorned and has Haskola and Hasoga Latus. It's soaked with the tears and sweat of serving the Eberster, and it's also has treasures with Haskola and Hasoga Latus, understanding godliness. Short and sweet. So says another Choshed asked, Rebbe, who's in the trap? Where are the steps to go up, to go into your wagon? Come to the wagon. So he's going to Rebbe's wagon. Where are the steps? Choshed, in them is a geleg, das the gehalten Kopf. Dann fragen wir, was ein Adress ist, weiß nicht. Das you know. Who's in the trap? So the Rebbe Rashab answered, yeah, without steps, you can't go up from the Niederigkeit, from being low. And without steps, you can't go higher. You can't go out. You can't go out of the Niederigkeit where a person was low, and you can't go higher. And it said to go out of the Niederigkeit from being low, and to go up to be higher, there's 4 steps. 2 steps to go out from below, and 2 steps to go on higher. It said, also Bekitzer, was answered Bekitzer, said the first 2 steps to go out of Niederigkeit is like this. To look and to see in every gashmistic thing, every mundane, materialistic thing that a person must have, he always has to see what is the purpose and what the tachlis, what will come out of it. And then to use it only for that alone. Everything that you see in the Gashmitic world, in other words, it's not stam that Chashush doesn't say it, not stam whatever it is. What's the purpose of it? It has to have a purpose. And then to use it for that purpose only. Only thing. Don't use it for anything else. Use it for that purpose. So that's, it seems, are the two steps to go up. And then, number two, to make a Seder Mesuda, to think a Inyan of Chassidus 15 minutes every single day. That's it. That's a prescription. A short prescription. That seems as the steps to go up. So to get out of the Gashmias is that the Gashmias shouldn't have a hold on the person, because the whole Gashmias has a purpose. Like the Rebbe spoke many, many times, the whole of the Eyu, from Shamayim, like the Rebbe was the two things. L'shem Shamayim means L'shem Shamayim. It's for Shamayim. Called Rechadeyu means in that itself, in them alone, you're serving the Eibishter. So that's Gashmias. That's Tova Gashmi. So the Gashmi, you always have to think, what is he needed for? The Te'elis, the Tachlis of them. What's the purpose? Why does he have this Gashmias? And then once he understands it, to make sure those are the two steps to understand what it is and to use it that way. And then to think of Chassidus 15 minutes every single day, and with this 1-5. It had Rachmanis. Rebbe had Rachmanis. It had Rachmanis. He knows that you make 15 minutes. He doesn't go into that's what machen sich a Seder Mesuda, so trachten in Chassidus 15 Minuten alle Tag.
Number 3.
The Sikh finish of this.
Number 1 is to see the Tachlis. Number 2 is to use it for the
to use it, and then base. So I don't know if that also maybe has two things. Maybe it requires two steps to get there. That's a loshna. Machen sich a Seder Mesuda. Maybe the Seder Mesuda is echayim. Seder Mesuda. So trachten in Chassidus for alle Tag. Seder Mesuda should be mamish, not just Seder Mesuda has to be. So then you have a connection. So then with that, he said, you go on the Rebbe Rashab's Bogen, all the Rebbeim are the same thing. So Usgewegter in Tränen und Schweiß Aveda Shabbat. That's the Bogen that's the Bogen, and it has a scholar Nasovi. Remember when Shazar was in 66, well, he came to America. And he wanted to go into the Rebbe for Yechidus. And then he was already what they call president, also. He's a president. So his keepers told him over there that's not the protocol. A president doesn't go visit people. People want to see him, they have to come to him. They stayed in the hotel in Manhattan. And they have to come, so the Rebbe wants, he has to come to him. So, and he mentioned that to the Rebbe before Shabbos. It was, I think, on Thursday. So the Rebbe said that he can't answer him now. He's going to the Eyal. After he goes to the Eyal, he's going to give him an answer. But the Rebbe was in the pastor. And then they went to the Eyal, and he notified Shazar that the Shver told me, the Shver from Gezok, of Lebavich fought Nishtaveh. You don't leave Lebavich. That's not Lubavitch. In other words, you want to come here. Ever told him close. It's not but Chatchila, he said, what? He said, what? Wait. I'll go to the Eyal, I'll give you an answer. No, he went to the Eyal. The answer was, the Shver told me that Lubavitch Rav Nishabek, you have to stay here. So Lepel, when he heard this, he still wanted to go. They told him he can't go. You have to follow the protocol. They can't say He became ill, he became sick. He's not going to the Rebbe. He had a Gvaldike Kesher with the Rebbe, so Gvaldike Kesher. The Rebbe used to write him, by the way, his title was Yedidenu Shalita. That's the Rebbe wrote about him. That's to Ephraim Volk, to Zebian. He didn't write never wrote his name, never wrote Shazar. Never said no letter, Shazar. To give Yedidenu Shalita, not Shayichya, Shalita. let us in enough. It's obvious. Let me start ganze to do it. Ganze. There's a special connection. Even though Klapperchutz the given whatever he was, but got a kesher pnimich. And there was like a chosim v'leman for Marash, Lubashov. So the Bosch became sick, and they saw that they let him go. Finish, Chaim Grade was a ganze Weise. Chaim Grade, the Yiddish Schreiber. So he came to visit him in the hotel, and Shazar was still back and forth. Mitzvah Shabbos, she go, not go, doesn't know what to do. So he said, Chaim Grade. Chaim Grade is not a Yid Hashem at the mitzvahs. It was a very famous Yiddish writer. The Yiddish writer, all of them were off the derech, as it's called today, whatever. So, but he came to visit Shazar. So they told Shazar, listen,
Shazar told him.
What?
Shazar had them gesagt,
Yeah. So he told Shazar, that's what he is. So Chaim Grade told Shazar, he said, listen, if you're not going to go to the Rebbe that you want so strongly to go, you won't be able to forgive yourself for your whole life. I see how much you want to go. That's a fryer. You won't never forgive yourself. If you go, there'll be a little bit too much the press, all right? Forget something like that. But this will be a lifetime. So you won't be able to forgive yourself. Just go. Shazar later said. He said that was Machriya. And Bechlal, I remember the time before that he came. And afterwards, they sent in the police were there. The Shin Bet was there to check out 770. There were snipers. But this Ramish, the decision was made in 2 hours. He's coming. But it's very short. He arrived late at night. He came 770. And Yechidus, the Rebbe told him. This day people heard because they were together. Then he said they sat with the Rebbe for a few hours privately. But Chatchila went in everybody together. Was the picture? Yeah, the picture. The Rebbe helped him to hand. The Rebbe took him around. The ganze story. But the Rebbe told him that at this table, the Rebbe said tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of Yidden are asking for a bracha, and the heart is coming out based on Pchias, all Sachen. And the Rebbe said, I said, this I couldn't bring you. This I couldn't bring you.
It doesn't even privat.
You could explain to an under event that I couldn't bring you. I can come in if you want. I can come visit you. But this, what you're getting over here, and them Zimmer, and this desk, and this room. So the Rebbe himself had to explain to this. And he also understood. That's that. He wanted to come. He wanted to come. It's all Sachen.
The thing is the argument. The möchte mal nicht the funktionell. It's a good argument. Was? Das dann gesagt privat, dann gehen Sie mit. Het is ook weer dat.
We zijn niet gerebben. Hij told him. Wil hij van Schweden?
doe ik aan je dag.
Ja. Doe je mams.
Dat je kan brengen.
Ja, dat de fabrieken, maar die also about the desk, but them tisch. I'm saying the Rebbe Rashab said, I'm up on Vog. Rebbe Rashab Vog, Rebbe Rashab tisch. The Shnas Hakel, alles Sachen, Chaim. Yeah. Chobbers, I guess I say, yeah, Chobbers, yeah, that's right. That's alle Sachen. Die meisten, was wir was? Die meisten mit der Tat, was ich was ist der Meister? Was ist in my head?
Gedruckt.
Gedruckt mit SMS. Aber Kerisch, wir wissen SMS. Gedruckt macht man Sache. Die Software, das Spottes ist noch mit der Gehirn im Meister. Und die Software sind Spottes.
Der hat gesagt, der hat durchgerechnet, wer soll kommen zu ihm. Wer und Schazak bei Gegend. Ich gesagt, wir nehmen den Tag. Also gehen, also wir kommen zu gehen, also wir steht und gehen.
No, haben weiter.
Wir kommen, eigentlich das ist.
Sie legen zu, als wenn es MS, ich halte mitmachen, dass die Wein.
Wir kommen nehmen von Garage, wo der Auto war.
Du warst dort, das gesagt, ne?
Ja, aber die Weine sind gemacht.
Und gemeint macht das anders. Du gehst ein. Na,
In der Zeit hat gemacht die Weine bei Menschen Ruben in der Garage.
Also, ja. Gemeint du bist das eine Living Group, die macht das Wein. Sehr gut.
Die haben gegeben bei Menschen Ruben, das kann das wissen.
Nee, sagt der Gasser, sagt ihm gesagt, das ist mit dem Gott mit alle Sachen, das der Meilige.
Das ist, der haben gesagt, so gehen als
Ja, ist gegangen.
Ich habe doch gemacht, eine Impression auf Fett. Aber was sie gewöhnt ist, speziell, das hat ihm der Mond bis
Von Amol ist es.
ja.
Wir kennen von Amol ist es.
Wenn man kennt von der Mischproche. Hat gesagt, das ist, kennt sein Vetter, hat übergehastet, wie der Vetter hat gedauert, Schabbat.
Shazaz Vetter.
Ja. Der Vater hat übergesungen.
Ah,
Gedauert.
und da von dem Vetter.
Anin, das ist noch, oh, ja. Der Mond. Das ist ein stark der Mond.
Nur früher gelernt man sagen, dass man doch schon Tesla gewählt. Ist, nee, das war ganze Meise, du mal, ich schreibe einen ganzen Artikel wegen dem. Weil der Rebbe Sniegel, der Arbe Pobes, beim Rebbe, bei Friedrich Rebbe. Doch schon Tesla, Friedrich Rebbe. Ich hoffe, Quachabad ist, danke, da kann man jungen. Der Tachanach hat er Rakebet, nach klein Derfut, das ist eine ganze Zwölf. Der Tachanach.
Nein, die Klau machen, die schiefen die alle und der, was dann kommt, man gewollt machen, geht anders.
Ja, ich will
Die Sachen gegen die Motion.
Ja.
Stille Rede mit einem Reben, durchgebrochen.
Der Rebbe ist der Mann, der verbringen. Wenn ich geworden Präsident, der Rebbe ihm gegeben verbringen. Ich kann Elu Abdullah, Michel Cholabeneso. Ist Mamisch, das sagt man zu der Karte, Sturm wegen dem über den Kopf. Und sie kommen gesteckt am Mislachas und sagt das Rabbonin zum Rebbe. Menschen mal, was passiert. Wenn ich mich luke Deis, weißt doch, die Jölisch geschrieben, der Stadtkartelis Balschemte, mit den ganzen Meisten. Das ist nicht gesagt. Na, aber sonst kämen sie kommen. Und dann habe ich gedacht, gegen dem Dorf, wo mein Madnovisch. Hele Gdule, wir gaan kallen de Nees, was ist das? Das ist bekannt. Die haben gesagt, die ganze Welt, the whole world is storm, the whole storm going on, the whole world, that's such words. So the Rebbe tells him, was soll ich tun? Ein Sturm wegen Yerushalmi, ist Yerushalmi, was soll ich tun? That's what the Rebbe answered. Sturm Yerushalmi. The Rebbe didn't, and verbringen, so the Rebbe spoke about it, and the Rebbe said, the Kama becoming Yonim, that he accomplished that people don't even know before it becomes a problem. Them gave no ganze demonstrations, nicht durch Ameshe, mit Dios Bonus, that's Ms. Mahag the Pneiro, shouldn't become. You slice it right from the beginning. There's nothing to that. You also Schumacher special stocks. You got him out of jail.
Echt meistens nicht, die meisten so
mit Base,
mit die hab's wenig zwischen Wochen. So ganz meistens ich hab's ganz meistens so verbrennt, gibt's ein Store oder meiste der eigentlich die ganze soll die gegen die ganze Sache. Wie soll der noch sehen? Das ist gesagt, dass Kanina, wo ist der? Hat man gesagt, Alkan, das kannst du nicht tun. Das kannst du nicht tun. Hat gesagt, ewig kann das nicht tun, ich sitze mit sei.
Ja, ja.
Jemol gesagt,
No, ich bin ein Strockse gewinnt.
nicht, dass ich trotzdem nach Farden. Aber
Ich bin Kippe.
aber Jens sind gewilligte Woche.
Okay.
Jemol, wenn das gesagt und sie Tag ausgenommen, alle gesagt, dass der Lubavitch Rebbe, weißt du, wir werden noch zu tun. Ja, haben alle Misslagen
They
geschrieben.
didn't want to let him out in Kippe.
Was? Das ist interessant.
This is outside. He'll sit in Kippur in jail and let the Bukhar out. Let Strokes out. But
He said the same. Selber sagt er gesagt, ja, noch 2 Wochen.
Aber jetzt ist es klar geworden, der hat gebeten zu machen, gerade nachher Menschen.
Menschen suchen, the cup is half empty. Let's talk about the cup half full. Was hat dir getan? Der Rambam sagt, der Metone suchen, hat es an Janus Avenes. Avenes eigen Avenes.
Also,
gesessen verbringen.
gesetzt, so mit Chabad,
Das sehen wir
also,
Das gesehen wir, das achsidische Beino. Es hat nur gefunden, die Guni.
noch im Goldschmied, mit dem Rofen von Chabad.
Ich habe ein Picture. Man sieht ihn, wir sein zwischen Wochen, mit dem Lernen. Und jeder steht mit dem Hand. Das ist ein Picture, das ist schön. Die hat sich gut, okay. Gedenkt ihm noch von
Ja, ja. Ich finde das in Goles. Ich finde in Goles. Aber der Rebbe muss genutzt.
Du siehst, sie haben sich lieb, wie ich das sehe. Das ist interessant. Wo der Rebbe lieb gehabt, ich halte die Hand sein. Du denkst?
Ja, alles Sachen. Aber das ist even een Malacha, die alle Sachen, dat gibt's. De man zijn taten, dat staat aan meester, de ons hebben een the story told that the Arizal, the Peretz Moshman told the story. He said, right, so the Arizal was? Yeah. The Arizal lived, as we know, in Sfas. And Sfas at that time was a very choshev place, and there was a nice group over there. The Arizal was there at the same time as the Bris Yosef, the Alshich, the Shlema Alkavas, the Chodedi. They all lived together. So one time the Arizal came to hear a droshe, Pashas Chayesod. Was? Alshich. He came here at droshe from the Alshich, Mesha Alshich. He made a sefer called Teres Mesha. This one, you don't call by name, it's too heich. It's called the Alshich. The name of the Teres Mesha. So he was giving to that a well-known Baldashi, you can see from the sefer from Teres Mesha from Alshich. She was giving a drosha on the Pasha Yesod. And in the middle of the drosha, the Arizal gets up and he leaves. He felt very bad. He said, "What? There's something wrong." So he went to the Arizal. Somebody asked the Arizal. He himself asked. Somebody asked the Arizal, "Why did you leave the drosha?" I mean, what happened over here? So the Arizal said the drosha was gewaldig. It was exceptional drosha. It was very, very good. It was very, very good. But what happened was so good that he was mamshich. He spoke about Avraham Avinu. Avraham Avinu was there. Avraham Avinu came, and Sarah came, and Ephraim came. They were all posted here. By the drosha, they were all there. Mamish, all of them gewend up. And then the Alshich Zetek is such a good drosha. It was a big tzaddik, but even on Madrege of tzaddik, he felt it was good. Yeah. The drosha is going well. And I'm all about Dash, and I'm all getting good, I'm all getting good. He felt that. It's great. Rabbi Shneur, Rabbi Shneur, Dash and Yad Shabbos. He gave good. Yes. So
it was good.
Yeah, so the Alshich that tzaddik says there was no yeshes for Sheitzach, not shaykhs to the Alazach, but at Madrege of the Alshich, it was, he felt it's good. And Abraham is me the same, from the obvious Merkava with all those Sachen. So when Abraham Avinu, he saw the Alshich, he left. Abraham Avinu left. He said, so Rizal said, But when was left, so who was left? Ephraim. To stay alone with Ephraim did once. I picked myself up when I left. I was left alone with Ephraim. I left alone with Ephraim, so I decided to leave. But the drosha was Vivaldi, he said. More or less. Exactly more or less. Chaim. I think the Chita is still. Misha Alshich, yeah, this is Chaim.
Noch einmal gewesen, damals.
Ja. Mit Nariso.
Mit Mauben. Der Mauben hat nicht mit Mauben, oder nicht? Der Ausschicht.
Dann gesagt später.
Der Ausschicht hat gesagt, auf der Parche bei Woven. Woven hat uns gesagt, Janke, mehr Biomim.
Ich will es gehört, als Gott er soll es meinen.
Das ist mein, wir haben
Das mag, ja.
hat der Ausschicht ausgerechnet.
Alle Dreidler.
Ich gewinn bei 2 Mal, gestanden der Arizo, nee, ja, ich glaube, gewinn Lovon, Arizo, hat der Arizo Schmeichel getan. Später ben gefragt, was ist die Schmeichel? Bei Lovon, bei 2 Mal hat Lovon gemacht, das ist nicht richtig.
Das ist nicht passiert. Nicht das. Er hat einen anderen Trick.
Gemacht das nicht richtig. Ja.
Rebbe עכשיו doch mit Jassi genommen für Tmimim. Ganz
Hayole Beis David. Chabad. Hayole Beis David. Chabad.
interessante Sache, als in Tmimim doch eine von den Sachen, die dann als Alachidisch als Seder
Chassidus and Nimrod, ja.
wo der Rebbe der Rebbe Rashav Mond von die Wochen zum Lernen Savus, Schchitte und Milne. Das ist gerade für die
At the stationary von dem Ketmimim in Lubavitch, gestanden, dass sie machen Wein, Talesi, dass sie gewinnt von dem Schule. So wie sie anbeführt ein Business, aber es ist nicht, es ist 11 Tage. At the stationary, in the stationary von Lubavitch. Talesi, Matzes, Wein, Christmas. Some of you never say it, but they can't keep that alle Sachen. Das ist gewinnt, Ike. Dan staat ik in ene biesje.
Iemand van België tafel zei ik maar niet was een wel vaak. Begin dat is een positie is helemaal. Maar dat is mijn beter zeggen.
De bakken dat bij alle sappen. Ja, maar dus ik wil die bakken de zon. Dus wenn er zei.
Oh ja.
Zit je moeder is dat is stukje bade kunnen gaan. Ik weet wanneer Zari kwam met er allemaal aangenomen. De samenstap soms is met dus
Mijn mama los. Die had van die plaat gezeten. Die had elke een broeder. Die kon schon auf sich gesprochen. Ich sag nicht, ich bin auf Tobi. Na, ich bin einfach gewohnt. Und ich sag, dass die Mama ist, sie hat das in die Haare gemacht, die Ukraine, die Russe, die Ukraine und gar nicht bevor. Aber die Mama hat gesagt, dass der Bruder will das von lernen auf den Schiebe. Die verschleppt irgendwie dort, die kommen in Ubarisch, da gucke ich dann auf den Schiebe, da gleich noch an Flex. So durch die Stufe. Doch mit so eine Kleider. Das sage ich einfach. Und geschlossen und erst man. Gewollt hat so Jetzt braucht man doch besser schon zwei. Da habe ich schon drei gedacht. Das ist. Ich stand noch mal schauen. Da haben wir so ein General. Haben wir mit Woche dem gesehen. Was? Sie will mir doch, ne? Ich habe vergessen die ganze Sache. Aber das sagt nicht, so viel du warst, ich sag von Wochen der Woche.
Kann man raus, ich komme da so,
Schön wie kommt das so. Du schön wie kommt damit das. Du gesagt, ich das selber so. Warum weg met dat? Waarom die schiebe doch, wenn du sitzt? Ein älterer Vater, sein Bruder, schlag gesammelt, hat sich schon sauber. Wenn er von
hebben zeiden, maar je slim bent, dan als iets dan met maar
ja, wir jetzt geben noch mal.
dat zijn de meeste, dat is zo goed geworden, dat zijn de meeste. Komen ze niet van de Babels, de vlek. Dus dat is van de Babels. Dat is ook dat. Marash, wat naar stoel, met Ashidus, met alle zaken. Ik heb hem gevraagd, met Ashidus, hoe komt het? Dan hebben we zo met me brengen. Ze gaan petta. Maar we hebben even gemaakt, de kersen en zo. Maar meer met dit, span dat. Daar wordt zo de meeste, maar zo begint het. Valt, begint ook.
Met Raschkes.
Dat hebben ze gewoon een paar brengen. Petta. Welke dingen moeten zingen met Friedrich Rebbe van mij? Dus dan Lemmer zou ik. Lemmer zou ze niet doen. Wat is dit doen? Ben ik gewoon met hem, dat niet.
Dat is een ding maar even van mij. Dem niet.
Nee,
Weg gaan niet.
de volgende zingen, gaat het even.
Maimer. Maar of ik niet dingen dan, want dat niet zo gewoon niet.
Nee, van nog gaan die.
Dus daar hebben we zien.
Ze vragen de rastoven niet.
Dat is nog wel.
Vragen niet, wat misschien doen die maar mij.
Van mij, maar van nog gaan die. Ja. Maar dat is gewoon.
Dat is gewoon niet. Dat brengt je wel samen.
Ze hebben het feitje daarna.
Dat is gewoon niet. Gewoon dat is toch net zo.
Frank toch goed.
Niet doen boven het
Dat is toch niet de kies. Dat is niet de ding, moet met je zoeken bij mij.
Wat?
Dat is niet de ding, moet met je zoeken bij mij.
Dat is alleen de
Bij mij.
Nee, dat is bij mij. Dat er niet meer naar mee staat. Ze gaat er nog maar voor hem naar schaam. Zijn wij stil voor de keer gemaakt. Ze gaat nog maar naar schaam.
No, nee, dat is was het steeds van die goede
Ja.
dat is niet dat is wel schaap. Gewoon het mag die nos voor de.
Ja, ben je
Was, sie haben die Finger da חזרה סתח בהם רב רשב. אוי, aber das hinterher kann ich genau. Ich habe gesagt, immer das gibt
Ich habe gemeint,
das ist nicht gewesen als der Farog.
wenn ich habe gemeint, die Kunde, auch der Rebbe Basement, wenn man mal anschaut, ich habe gemeint, was der Beine die, wir haben gemeint, wenn man mal want dan hebben we gaan we met de andere niet bezig. Hitler hebben ze kapelje. Dus dat Hitler hebben ze kapelje. Weet je, gaat het. Ja, met verder. Ja, met verder hebben ze getanst. De Hitler hebben ze ook gewoon uitgevallen. Nog, de Hitler hebben gelacht.
Ik ben zeer niet in hem gehad.
Hij hebben met verder. Gezien, is wel een klein Hitler. Deze gezien. The fact that's what the fact. Not the middle of that, but you like to see this. Steigt nach Finger, dass der gehen gesehen ist. Blut.
שמחצה בכמעט תנועס.
תנועס. אז מי השם?
שמחצה.
Ja, maar van de gaan beginnen. Dan hebben we pastors. Dan doen we ze hebben gelernt dat is gaan alleen.
Niet als wat je wil. Gaan we in de groen drijft het elkaar.
Ja, we hebben gelernt dat we gaan doen. Je wil weten dat je gaat gooien. Dat is alleen dat. En is meer zeker naar God zit dan
Sta weer fit toe. Ik ga niet op zich. Was er niet in Oekraïne?
Apelo zo koos.
Maar het is niet gezien, man. Dat direct zo gaat ik zo.
Andere jongens holle kennis van aan die met bus 4. Dat gaan we gebruiken. Welke? Holle kennis. Zijn die? Dat ding niet gewust. Toen, ja, sorry. Dus de andere niet gewust dat.
Andere, ja.
No, pues me dice.
Zoals alle auto's zien, dat staat niet zo. Laat maar doen met meestal. Ja, dat moet je ja, nou weer. Als je naar de jaren
Dat is geen
nog kleiner. Aber er bringt heraus. Als je naar de jaren steekt, is Amrim met zo'n schaap, dus als je naar de jaren. Dat is het hele. Dat hele. De hier zijn niet. Wir sagen das nicht. Das ist eigentlich sehr stark. Als je naar de jaren.
Nicht offiziell gesagt.
Was?
Nicht offiziell. Ich habe schon gesagt, das.
Kann sein. La Yale Yasi, wisst
ihr? Wir sehen das gesagt, das mehr. Ich denke, Mama sei kochen. Ja.
Wow.
Dein Tate kommt
Zeide is de Persische digitaal.
Ja, aber de Tate von Lite. Maar waar ik ben van
Zijn dat tegen is gegaan. Ja, die zijn dat is dat app en
ja. En ook niet ja. Janto. Zo maar zeker van de schmofiers. En daar staat.
Der habe gesagt, die Antwort. Ja? Das war hier von Chabad, das geht mit der kleinen Lamailo. Aber denk es, ich saß da vor dem Front, wir haben ja die Schule an Wegway. Das ist gedacht, ja, auf den Tisch. So, das ist das back and forth. Da haben wir ja, da was ging ich an die Blach. Ja, aber der kann altijd ja. Ik ben op de kan. Ik ken je. Dus dat. Ik ken de Blach. Je kan pas je kan.
Helemaal zo gewend op, neem het er hebben gered. Helemaal niet van.
Oh ja. Ja. Dat is ook de meeste met gold work.
Ze komen op zoek naar de gehoor.
Ja, de winkel daar kan je trapstap.
De hand.
Zabor after is gate. Ja, moet ik even we hebben gegeven nog zingen dan ding. Aan de veld en je kavo, hè? Kennis moest hem niet. Maar kennis moest hem niet. Nee, kavo. Kennis moest hem niet. Het is toch een beschaamd de tonen. Ja, bij Jus, ja, dat is niet dan niks. De dame. Is dat aber nicht. Alle geprobeerd ze gaan gaan, dat heb ik gezegd. Groot werkje. Aber je weet me zo zich maar verbrengen. Dat hebben dat uitbrengen dan. Kennis moest hem niet. Ik heb ze dan niet. Ja, je weet me verbrengen ja. Samen gaan het dan gezond.
Die heb ik gevraagd bij de
Nee, das haben wir schon viel. Ich wollte allein gesungen am Lied. Ich habe gesagt, ich schaffe es Abelus und wir haben es gegangen. Da habe ich gesagt, ich kann singen am Lied. Verbracht. Ich mache die anderen Verdränge, die anderen Biographie. Er hat davon gesagt, in der Dorf gewesen, Restaurants. Ich mag die Hand. Wir machen Hand nicht das Küstel seiner Hand. Was sei, Kaffee hat gesagt, geht es verbringen das Küstel. Nicht verbringen.
En de PL?
Nee, es schwule Wild, gesagt, und haben gesagt, bald eine Babe ist, verbringt das Küstel in echt nicht. Nur der Babe ist doch nicht das Küstel. Der PL beigesungen dem nicht. Vetterhandel. Handel Lieberman.
Is dat niet back van Brandon?
Ja, gemacht. Dat is er niet. Vetterhandel, dat is er niet. Samen gaan naar kleine Nederland, dat heb je allemaal gewend.
De rest was nog wel op
De
sterk.
Goldborg, dat is samen gaat en dingen.
13 jaar, ik ben de eerste mal die zo op moeten ze verbrengen. Nee.
I want to give over my father a video.
Ja, ik ben alle verbrengen zo.
I want to
De
give
hoze
over
gewend, de winter
my video.
The pictures we know, the American pictures is from upstairs.
My father shidduchim when he
Ja,
went.
ja.
He always
Ja,
any shit that was made.
hoera.
Yeah, one time, the Rebbe came over to him before he was Rebbe and asked him about a certain girl, what happened.
What?
A certain girl he went out with, what happened? This is what my father said.
Not now.
Van alle telers, Gimel, we hebben zich alle de goede zijn de goede.
The Gazette no was nicht going. When they asked the Rebbe how he know, because he only wrote into the Rebbe about it. The Rebbe came over to him and said, what happened is this girl? My father never complied.
Never
with
said
it.
do, so do that.
So the Rebbe they said it.
Das ist Beis. Ja, so do mir Juches.
The Gazette
More than 10.
The newspaper.
Zum Juches, das ist nicht Juches dann nur so.
No, during the Rebbe was
Nee, Chol, yeah, Shaila, nee, Chol.
time. The Rebbe was.
And this clue is based on my Yisrael first. On the Rebbe's basement, Kili out the basement. Move down the road. So who's beside the Rebbe? What? Nee, but the Rebbe can tell me get checked. Yeah, the Messiah. I know the Muhammad. Schleimer Karlbach. Karlbach, Moshe zum Kabbat.
No, es geht später. Erst Kabbat. Geht so alle.
Moshe zum Kabbat. Ich will gewinnen, er rechnet von Tanja. Nicht getaped. Das ist mein Beginn, eingerechnet an Recken. Ich weiß nicht, alle Basements, whatever you
No, that's way about 6 years ago. Too much after my mom said, but
Ich hab schon Kopf angefangen. Lass uns sein.
der erste
von Radio.
auf Radio, Junge. No, aber der Rebbe
Tanya, they're on the radio.
Jakob Brown bringing burden to boys. And now we're election and down. Yeah, it's a big one for us today. It's the 12. Ganze Welt. It's not like this kislev. It's not the big one, but it's like the next big party is going to be your
There's a house, it's a Balabos Biba house.
I spoke to never come back.
What?
I'm just curious, you know offhand.
Which house is it?
No, I spoke to his wife, and she said that.
You know who the guy is standing in one side?
What's his name? Square Dying Club. From Square. I'll play later on. No, I'll play tomorrow. Is Mendel Dolphin still alive? Mendel Dolphin. Mendel's worried.
The house looks.
When I make t-shirts,
Dolphin, I think.
when I make t-shirts, it's in the shirt when you're a t-shirt. They use the Dolphin for my printer.
Second.
Eric Fettel, his shirts. Second shirt.
I was there once, I was looking.
I don't know if you remember that. I'm a chef.
Big